Sai Ram. It has been many years now, and the immense grace and love of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, that I have been sharing my personal experiences with Swami with the world at large, be it through blogs, through talks, through videos, or any other form. I have just opened up my heart, let go of my privacy, in fact, let go of the privacy of many members in my family and my friends too, with their permission, of course, and have been continuing to do this. Let me tell you that it is not always rosy. A lot of scathing criticisms also come in. And it makes you wonder whether a personal experience is meant to be shared or not. I say this because on many occasions, Swami himself has told many devotees, don't share this with anyone. And I must also say that when I started writing blogs of my experiences with Swami, I had a lot of advice coming in on how I was being very foolish, very naive, and very wrong in opening up my personal experiences to the world. I shouldn't do that. But then some things beautiful happened which convinced me of doing what I am doing. Let me preface it by saying, when you say an experience is personal, it means that it belongs to you, to the innermost core of your heart. Now it is up to you whether you want to share it or whether you want to keep it. And whatever you decide, you are right in your own way. But personal doesn't mean something that shouldn't be shared. Personal means that something belongs to you and it is totally in your hands whether you want to share or not. These were the early days, say in 2012 or 13, when I began to write blogs on hubpages.com and blogspot.com, both these blog sites. Even to this day, there are more than 400 to 500 blogs there with 2 million views. I'm not blogging so actively now, but back then I used to. So when I used to write these, there were those comments that made me feel very, very happy and encouraged and motivated to do more of it. At the same time, there were some really, if I can say, disheartening comments which said, you're trying to show off that you are a devotee of God. You're trying to show that only Swami loves you. No, none of that was my intention. And I began to pray to Swami. I said, Swami, please let me know what I should do. You know how to convey to me. If it had been a few years earlier, I would have physically asked Swami, written a letter to him. But now, Swami was available everywhere and I had to seek his answer from within my heart. The answer came in a beautiful manner. I was reading this book called Lives of Saints, written by Swami Shivananda. Swami Shivananda has had a wonderful history with our dear Bhagwan as well. And Swami has visited his ashram in Rishikesh. And at that point in time when Swami Shivananda was unable to walk because of problems in his knees, Swami just patted him on the knee, materialized a Rudraksha Mala for him, and Swami Shivananda began to walk as well. So Swami Shivananda is closely connected to our beloved Swami, and in that book, Lives of Saints, there was the story of Sri Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya is considered as one of the top 3, if we can rank sages and seers, Adi Shankaracharya founded the Advaita school of philosophy, Madhvacharya for the Dvaita school, and there is this Vishishta Advaita. This Vishishta Advaita, the special Advaita, was founded by Ramanujacharya. His life experience is something phenomenal and amazing. Early in his life, he sought a mantra from his guru, Tirukotiyur Nambi. Now, though he had accepted Nambi as his guru, Nambi had not accepted him as his disciple. And therefore, Ramanujacharya had to go multiple times to Nambi. He travelled the miles that existed between Srirangam and Madurai for 18 times, seeking initiation into a mantra from his guru Nambi. But Nambi was just not yielding, as I said. Finally, during the 19th visit, the guru yielded. he impressed upon Ramanujacharya how important it was that he maintains this mantra in utmost secrecy. He should not give it to anybody who was not found worthy. And the Guru told him that I have found you worthy, and that is why I am sharing it with you now. And in that utmost secrecy, after so much of persevering, persistent effort from Ramanujacharya, Nambi divulged this mantra to Ramanujacharya. It was Om Namo Narayanaya. How do I know it when it was such a secret? Because as soon as Ramanujacharya heard and got initiated into this mantra, he ran up to the top of the temple Gopuram. The Gopuram is the highest point of the temple. He climbed it up, stood there and shouted out. He said, all of you listen. Here is the pathway to moksha. And from the top of that, he shouted out the mantra, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. All you people, please accept it, take it and start chanting the name of Narayana. You will get the ultimate liberation. He did this despite warning from Nambi that if he happens to divulge the mantra to even one person whom he had not tried and tested, he would have to suffer in hell. And for every person he did this, one extra lifetime in hell. This is what Guru Nambi had told him. Then people came running to Nambi and told him, Guruji, Ramanujacharya has shouted it from the temple tops, the mantra. Everyone in the town knows it now. Guru was furious. He summoned Ramanujacharya to his presence immediately and he came running and he fell at his feet. And he said, Guruji, I don't mind going to hell 1,000 times if this mantra can assure the spiritual progress of 1,000 people. Forgive me and punish me if you want in whatever way. I am ready for it. Guru Nambi had tears of joy in his eyes. The selflessness of Ramanujacharya touched him. He said, Ramanujacharya, you have to listen to what I say. I hereby appoint you as my successor. This was the story I came across as I prayed to Swami for guidance on whether I should share my personal experiences or not. And I felt convinced. I was getting joy in sharing these experiences. So many were getting joy and experiencing Swami through these experiences. Let me also confess, it is not as if only I have had these experiences. In hostel there was a term called form. A student who receives attention from Swami and Swami seems to be talking to him or her, they were called form boys and form girls. Form, they're in form. I was never a form boy throughout. And I know that there is nothing special about me having had experiences with Swami because it is Swami's love and grace to confer those experiences. If we want to make those experiences mean something, we need to cherish them. Dear brothers and sisters, I met one gentleman once who has seen Swami only once in his life. And yet that one darshan he has had, he keeps reminiscing on it. So contented, so peaceful, leading such a simple, frugal, yet happy and full life. At the same time, I look at my own life. Having had so many experiences with Swami, I still have my moments of anger, discontentment, lack of peace, and so many of these problems. It is not about how much we have received from Swami. How much we have received from Swami doesn't depend upon how many chances we have had with Swami, because Swami can give us the entire thing in one moment. He gives us the entire thing in every moment. It is how much we have retained and how much we have cherished that matters. There are people whom I envy who haven't even seen Bhagwan. And yet, they live in a manner as if Bhagwan is living with them every moment. So it is not about the number of chances that matter. If somebody says I have got 100 interviews with Swami, so what? If somebody says I touched Swami's feet 100 times, so what? Chances with Swami are his love upon us. What we do with that depends on our intensity and yearning. Mirabai never spent even one moment in the physical presence of Krishna, and yet we compare her with Radha, who was Krishna's sweetheart. How is it possible? It is possible because Mira's yearning is the same as Radha's yearning. It is the yearning that matters. And therefore, on that day I decided that I would use the same 4 filters that Swami gives. The 4 filters that we must apply before we speak. And using those filters, I will share Bhagwan's experiences. The filters are, is it necessary? If it helps people feel closer towards Swami, then I will deem it necessary. Is it true? I will do research and try to ascertain every single fact of the story, and I will ensure that I do not exaggerate anything. Will it hurt anybody? If there is any, in quotes, villain in the story or a negative character, then need not mention his or her name and keep them anonymous so that only positive vibes come from the story. And finally, will it improve upon the silence? This is something personal, because will sharing this experience inflate my ego or make me more grateful to Swami? I decided that every moment I'll pray to Swami, Swami, please let my sharing of this experience build more humility in me, build more gratitude in me, and let it make me love you more and more. Dear brothers and sisters, when God designed the human body, He gave the capacity to eat only to the mouth. That doesn't mean the mouth is special. There's no need for the mouth to feel egoistic about it. Because whatever the mouth gets, it doesn't keep it with itself. It distributes it all around the body. So there's no need for the hand to feel jealous of the mouth. The hand should feel happy when the mouth is fed, because that nutrition is going to reach the hand in some way or the other. Why some organ is decided as the hand, some as the mouth, some as the leg, some as the heart, some as the hair, some as the nose, we don't know. But everything and every organ is part of the same body. That is genuine love. That is the true love that we have to imbibe. It is with this love that we should share our personal experiences. Of course, if Swami has said don't share, that's a different story. But these are my thoughts, and I'm so grateful to Swami for having guided me all my life, continuing to guide me, and for being with me always. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.